Now is the moment you've been waiting for all day. Your chance to try these on your own, to build these scales and feel like a real music theorist. So, take out your Chapter 5 packets, which the sub has for you, and what we are going to do is we are going to go through some of the odd examples for you to practice together with this video, and then I will give you the opportunity to work on your own or in groups, small groups, to work all of the evens. And if you have time between the 2 days when I'm absent, complete the entire Chapter 5 packet. If you complete all of Chapter 5, feel free to move ahead and read Chapter 6, for when I return on Friday, we will delve into the wonderful world of key signatures. Now, when you are building a scale, the first step always is to build a diatonic scale. Diatonic scale meaning through the tones. So we have here D to D. This is number 1 on Practice Materials 5.1 in your packets, which should be right after the intro lesson with the video. And what you're going to do first is try to use all the notes, all the lines and spaces between the octaves. So we would write D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and D. Once you have your diatonic scale built, then you need to determine where the half steps and whole steps are. Well, D is scale degree 1, so E would be scale degree 2. F would be scale degree 3. Now, if you recall, we have a tetrachord D, E, F, G, and that tetrachord must be whole step, and half step between 2 and 3. Now, if you look between 3 and 4. Whole step here, which there is, D to E, that is a whole step. E to F, that is not a whole step. Uh-oh, trouble. What are we going to do? Well, you cannot change the E. You cannot alter that note because we've already determined that D to E is already a whole step. So we can't alter the E or else that would mess up that relationship. So what we have to do is alter this note so that it is a whole step, thereby creating a half step between this and this, F and G. So all we do is simply sharp the F, and that gives us the relationship D, E, F sharp to G, thereby giving us a whole step between scale degree 2 and 3, and a half step, therefore, between scale degree 3 and 4. Now, as we look at the upper part of the scale, the top tetrachord, which would be A, B, C, and D. So A to B, that is a whole step. B to C, uh-oh, naturally occurring diatonic half step. It's supposed to be a whole step. We need a whole step here, we need a whole step here, and we need a half step right there. In that case, we would again sharp the C and then move to D. I apologize for my horrible handwriting. Let's do one more. E major. Again, step 1. Build all the notes between E and E, the octaves. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Don't forget any, or you'll get yourself into trouble. So draw those on the staff. Line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. And of course, you notice I fill in my note heads as best I can on this iPad. But they don't do this, but I would prefer that you put the note heads filling them in so that it doesn't imply any rhythm. A filled in note head with no stem. So now, we have to double check our patterns. Is there a whole step between E and F? No, that's one of our naturally occurring diatonic half steps. So right away we have an issue. We must raise the F a half step, thereby creating a whole step between 1 and 2. Now, do we have a half step between F sharp and G? No, another problem. That's a half step, F sharp to G. So now we have to raise the G another half step to G sharp. And now we have whole step from E to F sharp, and we have a whole step between F sharp and G sharp. Now we need to have a half step between scale degrees 3 and scale degree 4. E is scale degree 1, F sharp scale degree 2, G sharp scale degree 3, and A is scale degree 4. Is there a half step between G sharp and A? Well, of course, the answer to that is yes. There is a half step, therefore we do not need to alter the A. That is tetrachord 1, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Whole step, half step. Now let's look at tetrachord 2. We call that TC1 plus TC2 equals major scale. So if we look at the top tetrachord, B, C, D, and E. There's a whole step connecting the tetrachords, if you recall. So A to B is a whole step, so we don't have to alter B. Now, is B to C a whole step? Because that is the first to the second note of the tetrachord must be a whole step, and it is not. Again, B to C, naturally occurring diatonic half step. We need a whole step there. Therefore, sharp the C. Is there a whole step between C sharp and D? Well, of course not. We need another whole step, so sharp the D. And now we have a half step where it's supposed to be between the 7th and 8th scale degrees. So now we have our E major scale built correctly with tetrachord 1, whole step between E and F sharp, whole step between F sharp and G sharp, and the half step between G sharp and A. Then the second tetrachord, B to C sharp, whole step, C sharp to D sharp, whole step, D sharp to E, half step. Now, if you're struggling with the whole steps and half steps, please go back on your own and read chapters 1 and 4 to discuss the difference between whole steps and half steps and how to build them on the staff, and that will help you very much. So here is the answers for number 1 and 3, written a little bit neater. E, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Again, just as review, we have whole step, half step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tetrachord 1. Then we connect those with a whole step, and then we have TC2. Whole step, half step, thereby creating the D major scale. Answer to number 3, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. So check the answer. Always go back and check your work. So we have a whole step between 1 and 2. We have a whole step between 2 and 3. And we have a half step between 3 and 4, G sharp to A. We connect the tetrachord 1 by a whole step to tetrachord 2, which we have B to C sharp, whole step, C sharp to D sharp, whole step, and D sharp to E, half step, thereby giving us the E major scale. Now, over the rest of today and through tomorrow, please complete all the evens during class with the help from Mr. J, well, unfortunately I won't be here, or from fellow classmates. If you get done with all of the evens and you still have time, sure, go back and do all the odds for extra practice. And if you complete all of that before the end of Thursday's class, then you may go ahead and read Chapter 6, Major Key Signatures. Now, when I come back, I know you're going to be so excited to see me because you've missed me so dearly as I've been gone, and you're going to be quite angry with me when I come back Friday, because I'm going to teach you key signatures. And if you know your key signatures, all the work that we just did with major scales is going to be much simpler. So you may ask yourself, why did I make you do all this tetrachord, half step, whole step? Well, we'll discuss that on Friday. Something to look forward to, my dear pupils. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you all again on Friday's class. Happy learning!